Now to a medical mystery that has gotten a lot of people talking, and now famous environmental activist Erin Brockovich is even getting involved. In Leroy, New York, at least 15 high school students are suffering from a strange illness that causes them to have uncontrollable twitching and verbal outbursts. HLN's Dr. Drew Pinsky has been all over the story, and last night he talked with Brockovich about her investigation.
There was a very serious train derailment that caused 1 ton of cyanide to spill and 45,000 gallons of TCE.
Okay, TC is trichloroethylene. Is that the same thing that was in your story that became a movie?
No, Hinckley was hexavalent chromium.
Trichloroethylene is a well-known carcinogen.
Yes.
Can it also cause these sorts of neurological problems?
I have read and been involved in cases that we have that TCE can be associated with neurological disorder.
Well, Brockovich believes that the bedrock and groundwater could be contaminated. But aside from the contamination fears, could there be another story here? I'm joined by human behavior expert Dr. Wendy Walsh. Dr. Wendy, Drew also spoke with the teen, so let's listen real quickly.
I was in school for a little while after it started, but I ended up leaving the last week of October because I didn't feel I could handle school anymore.
It's hard not being able to do what you love. Even going to school, I love going to school, but it's hard that, I think it's even harder knowing that I don't know what's going on. Like, I'd like to be able to answer people if they ask me what's happening.
So, Wendy, we've been talking about this a little bit. Mass hysteria, there are cases of it. Could this be a case of mass hysteria?
It certainly looks a lot like it. Not that we shouldn't exhaust any biological, chemical possibilities, but this is very common in adolescent girls. And when I say mass hysteria, I mean mass hysteria of a conversion disorder, meaning the body converts its anxiety into real physical symptoms. They're not faking.
Really?
These are real physical symptoms.
So then what do we know about cases like this? You say that it's real physical symptoms, but what do we know?
Throughout history, we have seen many, many incidences of this happening, predominantly in adolescent girls, because at this stage of social development, Don, you know how they conform? They have to wear the same jeans and have the same hairstyle and be in love with the same Justin Bieber, so they start to adopt the same symptoms unconsciously. So, for instance, in 1962 in Tanzania, some schoolgirls had a laughing epidemic. Some of them laughed for hours, weeks, other months. In 1983, in Palestine, there was the West Bank fainting epidemic. And, of course, the country thought it was chemical warfare. But it lasted a number of months and it faded away. In 2006 in Portugal, there was something called the strawberries with sugar epidemic. That's the name of a famous soap opera there. And the girls watched a character get a strange virus, and they all started to get the same virus.
Is that how society contributes to this, by people watching or buying into certain things? I've got to do this, I've got to wear the jeans. Oh, this is on television or in the movie, so is that how society?
Well, society has a piece, but I think the piece really is repressing and putting stress and anxiety on young girls. So, you know, I would, if it were me, I would go to that school and find out what's changed lately in their testing procedures. What kinds of academic stresses are these girls under? If because of the media, are they being highly sexualized? Are they supposed to be, you know, thin and beautiful? And is there a lot of pressure? That's what I would look for, is the source of the anxiety.